In this video we will learn about factor theorem. First of all, I will tell about the statement of factor theorem. It's about the factors and roots of a given function. If x minus a is a factor of fx, then x minus a is here, then f of a is equal to 0 and a is a root of the equation where function a is 0. So fx is equal to 0, and conversely, if fa is equal to 0, then x minus a is a factor of fx. So both of these things apply. If x minus a is a factor of fx, then we say that fa is equal to 0, and it will be equal to 0. Then we say that a is a root of this equation fx. And conversely, if fa is equal to 0, then we say x minus a is the factor of fx, right? So whenever they will ask you in exam, define factor theorem, or what is the statement of factor theorem, then you have to write only these 4 lines. If x minus a is a factor of fx, then f of a is equal to 0 and a is the root of the equation. And conversely, if fa is equal to 0, then x minus a is a factor of fx. They can ask you a question like that. They will give you a function of x like that, and they ask you find f0, value of function at 0, f1, value of this function at 1, f2, value of this function at 2, f3, the value of this function at 3, the f4, the value of this function at 4. So wherever is x, if you want to find the f1, you will write here f1, and wherever is x, you will put its value 1, right? And then simplify it. If we ask you find the f2, then you will write f2, wherever is x involved, you will put x is equal to 2. Then you will get its value after simplification. Similarly, you can do f3 and f4. So I have done here f0 because they asked f0. Wherever is x, I just put the value x is equal to 0, and my answer is minus 6. So it's not equal to 0. Then I find out the value of f of 1. Wherever is x, I put the value of 1. Simplify it, the answer is 0. When I put f2 in this equation, wherever x, I will put 2. Simplify it, and the answer is 0 again, right? Then we will proceed further. They ask us f3. So wherever is x, I put the value of 3 here. Simplify it, find the answer. The answer is 0. Then we will find f4. Put the value of 4 here in this equation. Simplify it and check the answer. The answer is 6. So we will see that when f1 we put x is equal to 1, f1 is 0. When we will put x is equal to 2, f2 is 0, right? When we will put x is equal to 3, f3 is 0. So at x is equal to 1, x is equal to, x is equal to 3, these are roots as f1, f2, f3 value is equal to 0, right? Because f1 mean x is equal to 1 because we replace x by 1. So x is equal to 1, right? f2 meaning x is equal to 2 because we replace x by 2. And f3 meaning x is equal to 3 because we replace x by 3. And when we replace and find the values, their values are 0. So we can say x minus 1, take 1 on that side, x minus 2 and x minus 3. These are roots of the given function fx, right? and then they ask you, you have to factorize this equation. Now how can we factorize this equation? The thing is that whatever we have find the roots, and we find from the roots we find the factors. So x minus 1, x minus 2, x minus 3 are the factors, these are the roots, and these are the factors, right? Keep in mind these will be factors. So x minus 1, x minus 2, x minus 3, these are factors. If I will multiply them and something will constant multiply with them, then we will get this answer, right? Now I will multiply all the x1 x cube. So the coefficient of x cube is here 1. It means the constant which should be multiplied, it's 1. So this can be written as x minus 1, x minus 2, x minus 3, the product of the three factors which are we have calculated earlier, right? So in this way you can factorize it. Second way is that factorization mean if I will divide this whole by x minus 1, the answer will be 0. If I will divide the whole of this fx by any of this factor, the answer will be 0, right? And you can find the division if you know how to divide it. It's very simple, so you can find out the answer will be 0. This is the simple way to find the factors. Just you have to put the values fx, different values you will put it here, and you will find where the answer is 0. At what point the answer is 0, you will see that x minus that value is the root of this given equation, and then you will say x minus whatever 1 2 3 4, whatever value you will find, that will be the factor of a given polynomial, given function of x. So this is the procedure, and how we will apply the factor theorem in questions. I have given one example, and again you have to memorize this factor theorem. In exams they will give you a question of 2 marks, define factor theorem. So you have to write only these 4 lines. This is the statement of our factor theorem, and this is the application of factor theorem in questions. Similarly, they can ask you, you have to draw this function, then you will find different value, at different value of x you will find fx, which will be your y. So you will draw y and x axis, and you can easily get a graph. Now always remember that fx, it is represented by y. This meaning y is a function of x, right? So if I will give the value of x here different, I will get f1 f2, and that will be the value of y. You have to remember this thing, that fx is a function of x and it is represented by y. So you can draw a graph by plotting like x-axis here and fx, which is equal to y along y-axis. We have different values, and draw it, and you will get the graph easily by these points.